Hi guys. Okay, so I said that the next video I did would be about bullet journaling and kind of what it is, how you do it, etc., and so forth. But I just like to start off by saying that this setup for this camera is the hardest setup I have ever done. Wow. For the record, I'm still drinking tea. Nothing has changed in that respect. So essentially, what a bullet journal is it's a way to organize your entire life. We all know about the old school planners where it just has like the day of the week, maybe maybe an overline of the month. But the way a bullet journal works is that you can personalize it for your needs. You can personalize it for what you want, what you don't want. You can have a spread that works for you and realize it's great, or you could change it every single week. It's a long experimental process that I highly recommend for people who are organizational freaks like me. But so far I am in love, and I need to stop hitting the table before I move the camera. These are my favorite things. Pens, an example. I have over 100 pens, but these are just kind of favorites. I might do a different video if you're interested about maybe I'll compare them. Let's just get into it. This is a Lecturum. I don't know how to pronounce it. I haven't yet decorated the cover. I'm gonna have my roomie help me with that because I'm not the most artistic person in the world, but it's pretty lit. Okay, so first of all, we have the index. The index, what I really like about this bullet journal is it already has page numbers on the bottom. So you just kind of write what each thing is with the page number so that when you want it, you can just kind of flip to it really quickly. It also has like a little bookmark, and at the end it has a like pocket which I put in. It came with some stickers, so I put the stickers in there. So first we have the key. The key is what you use throughout the journal to make it more accessible for you, make it easier. The main point of a bullet journal is that you get the point across quickly and efficiently. So you can customize it however you want, but for me, I kind of went more simple. For a square, I did a task, check through if it's completed task, arrow through if you move it out, arrow through if you move it in. So for example, I was gonna write a cover letter for something I was doing on a certain day, but I realized I couldn't do it, so I migrated out and migrated in for the next day. A canceled task, I just cross out. An event, I circle, dot if I attended it, triangle for appointment, exclamation point, priority, note, money related, and this is like if I'm doing something for YouTube, which I'm gonna do more this year. And I separated it by colors. So a pink task is for school, green task is for work, like work things or anything I'm earning money, etc., chores. And this is kind of like a daily thing. It's a reminder for things I want to do every single day. Didn't really get into the colors, but that's okay. So first you start with, at least for me, I did a future log. So a future log is you separate every month, so January, February, March, etc., and you write down the big things that are happening in that month. So like move-in, applications, parties. I haven't finalized my February, so I haven't officially marked it in, but I'm pretty sure it's good now. And I decided to do cookies because I couldn't draw full circles for my entire life. This year I really wanted to be goal focused, so I felt like I was accomplishing something. So I put on each chocolate chip, I was gonna put my goal for the month. So this month, I haven't solidified all of my goals, but one of them is Bible study. The next one, I really need to watch Fight Club. So future log is basically so you can look over real quick and add it to like your calendar, or real quick just see if you have a conflict. For example, I went to a meeting today and there was something I wanted to do, but there was I saw immediately that there was a conflict. And then again, this is my future log for July, August, September, October. I decided to go with clouds. Again, I'm not the most artistic. The cool thing about bullet journals is you don't have to be artistic. And the reason it's a bullet journal is there's a lot of little dots. I like it because you can count to make it even. So on the first page, I wrote the dimensions. So it's 39 by 27. So so I can do some quick division and make sure it's even. Next, I wrote down all of the birthdays I have because I am a very forgetful person and I don't want to forget the birthdays. So, you know, I just quickly check, write everyone's name. I decided to do balloons. Again, I'm not the best at circles, but I think I used like a lotion top so that I got a good circle. It didn't turn out as great as I wanted with some of the colors, like November and what I can't even see what month, September. I always outline in pencil first because I am not very good at drawing. I'm also trying to play with some fonts, but again, I'm working on it. So I just kind of wrote Make a Wish because I realized I had too much space, and I, again, used the dots. Next, I did my resolutions, which I talked about in my last journal, my last video. This is my favorite spread. I worked super hard on it. It is my books to read this year spread. Yeah, I outlined books and I wrote the titles, and as I'm still reading this book, I'm working on it, I kind of color in how far I am. So by the end of the year, hopefully, the entire bookshelf is colored in. I also did examples of my plants, tea, and picture frame. This I wrote with a Crayola fine point marker. I do not recommend trying that because although I love them, I think they're really good for coloring in things. It's just too thick. It didn't work with my attempting to do cursive. This is my film to see thread, which I kind of picked up by looking at like kind of other spreads that I'd seen. So basically I just kind of wrote out the films I want to see this year: Fight Club, Black Panther, Legally Blonde, movies that I've been meaning to see, films that are coming out. And I still have 3 spots. I haven't quite thought about it. If you have any suggestions for films that are good, hit me up. I rate every movie I see. I have it in a Google Doc, so I plan on maybe starring it. I don't know, maybe writing the rating. I'm not sure. We'll see when I get there. This next one, I wrote all of the lessons I'll write for 2018. I think it's really important to reflect on that. Like last year I learned you can't put milk in a coffee pot. You really, when you think of doing something, you should do it. Just so things I will write down throughout the year, nothing so far. This is the spending summary, which I think is very important to write how much money you spend and what you spend it on, so you can kind of adjust your budget. So at the end of the month, I will write like, so I'll write like January, amount earned, amount spent, amount left with, and then the percentage is the biggest thing I spend money on. I know for a fact in January the thing I spent the most money on is textbooks because college. This page I like a lot. I wrote down quotes that I could possibly use in the journal, or just in general. The ones I really like, there's one from Sherlock Holmes, there's one just a thought I had. Ooh, I did one of these. I really like this font also. Sometimes my handwriting sucks, but I like that one. And this is just notes because I know I have a lot of things to think about throughout the year, and if I want to jot something down super quick. And then we finally get to January. I used 1 year as 365 opportunities, which I thought was a very good thought to have. My goal is to drink water. I drew a little snowflake. I tried to draw a snowflake. I smudged it. This was done with a Jelly Roll pen, which I really like these, but the paint, it's like paint and it sits on top, so you have to, it's gonna smudge if you don't let that junk dry, which upset me, but I learned. So for January, I wrote a habit tracker. So every day I fill in the things that I successfully finish. So I have water, working out, 10,000 steps, which I have not done at all. I mark how much I shower because sometimes when I get sad, I don't shower, but it should be an every other day thing, which I've done pretty well. If I take meds, if I eat 3 meals, I'm trying to cut back on my dairy. As you can see, I'm not doing too great. I love cheese too much. I'm also doing a Mediterranean type diet. I'm trying to do it like every other day. Doing pretty well on that. See what days I don't have sweets, praying, reading scripture, not spending money, times I work on YouTube things, journal, read, and turn off the lights by 11 o'clock, which I've been good at the past couple of days, but we'll see how that works. I am tracking my sleep, I have a Fitbit, which actually tracks my sleep for me, so I just wake up in the morning and dot. I have it from 1 to 10 hours, and then I have it every day of the month. And I also have a mood tracker because I think it's really important to see how you feel each day. I kind of separated it into like the colors from inside out. And again, spending log. I actually spent no money in the month of January until yesterday, but I haven't marked it from yesterday because, which is only 5 days without spending money, but I am trying. Month of January, please focus. I wrote my goals for the month, which are get back to the gym, drink water, and journal. And I have like dots for things I do often. So frisbee practice, play practice, a major class assignment, and a volunteer thing I do. Right now it's relatively empty, which is great. Trying to keep it that way. And I also separate it back to the key that I had in the very beginning. So pink is for school. So I have the dot for a major assignment that I have there, which is I think an essay. And then I have something I have to do for school, volunteer thing. It's an exhibit. Blue is for social events, so my friend is having a cello recital, my mom is having a party, so I'm going home. I really like what I did with the January by separating it in half. I was trying to go with fireworks, but I can't really do it, so I just wrote lines. And for this, I used my measurements, 39 by 27, and I just divided it. Oopsies, spoiler alert. I just divided it by how many boxes I wanted. This was the first bullet journal spread I did ever. It worked out pretty well. I separated it into do and events, except I wrote tasks. As you can see, I made mistakes. I mean, there's only 7 days, but I still did a line for 8 because I messed up. But I just changed it into a next week. My favorite part about bullet journaling is because it's so personalized, you could just make it work, you know? You can change things. It's not for anyone but you. Most of my stuff has to do with school. The first day I forgot there were colors, but you can see the task that I did, check off. You can see that I put out something here and then I didn't put it back in, but I did do it. It was reading. And then I did the spread for next week because I lived my life like 2 weeks in advance because that's just how my life works. So I really like the spread I did for this week. I wrote my schedule for school because I got very confused very quickly. There was actually a mistake here. I had the pen and I was holding it and I just scratched it on accident. But I actually used it as a holder, which worked really good. I wrote don't stop until you're proud with a little snowflake and I smudged the R, but that's fine. It looked okay. Which is another quote that I used. I really like the idea of using a quote on a spread. I wish I'd done it the first time, but I'm learning. Wrote week 2, and then I separated to do, events, and then I put the dates in the middle, which is contrary to doing this. And I don't know which one I like better. I really like having something in my schedule here, but next week I'll know it, or the week after I'll know it, so I don't have to do it as much. I really like how you can change the spreads. That's actually the end of my journal so far. Yeah, bullet journaling so far, I've just really, really enjoyed it. You can just do whatever it is you want. And as long as you keep going ahead and indexing, you can do that. Like I did not write down that I did week 2, which was page 30 through 31. So I'm gonna do that. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions or any suggestions for what to do on the front of this. Definitely want a 2018 going on there. But yeah, there's the bullet journal video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you like things like this, because I have a lot of stationery things going on, a lot of different papers, a lot of different thoughts. I could talk about my mugs. But yeah, have a nice day. And I will see you Tuesday on Broke. Yeah, Tuesday on Broke.